Fine, it didn't work.
It wanted Bishi to continue.
Yeah. I
It
was
wanted
like,
Bishi to keep talking. It wanted Bishi to keep talking.
ladies
I
and
was
gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Hi, we love
Hi.
you. We're happy you're here. Everyone here is mostly conscious, and we're very proud of ourselves. We deserve applause. Applaud.
No.
Damn it.
Teco says, "Let's go." So
Yeah.
Hey, that's close.
that's the Twitch. That's the Twitch version of applause. The long
go.
O's. The
Yeah, the long
long
O's.
O's.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dinner and a Game. We are going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons for you this Sunday morning, and it's going to be run by the amazing person to this way, right up there, my upper left, the crafty of the Mirage. He was now distracted because squirrel.
I heard a noise, and I didn't know where it came from. There's no one else in here with me.
It
Who
came
is
from
it?
inside the
Craft.
house.
It came from inside the house. It's okay. You'll be
Calabar?
fine. Help supports Crafty and Jeremiah. Yeah. What about us? Bishi and I. We're here too.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, Teco, don't discriminate. Support Ray and Bishi.
and Dice Goblin Black Cat said, "I am here to occasionally scream my actions via Twitch." I don't know how well that's going to work because you're on a delay, but we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Dice Goblin, you're dead. What's your reaction? I attack.
Yeah, I've got plans for Dice Goblin's character. Well, since they aren't here today.
Oh, I'm sure every GM loves it when a player can't make it, not because they are not there, but because you can do anything you want to them because they can't defend themselves.
Oh, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be
Crafty, I
fine.
think the outfit was a bit much, though.
It's
Like the outfit may be too much.
I know.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
unicorn onesies though.
Everyone loves unicorn onesies.
Okay.
I'm going to send one to Jeremiah.
That's a choice you could make.
Choice.
Oops,
then I'm
all
gonna-
unicorn onesies.
I know we need to do an all unicorn onesie stream, but we can't do it until it's cold because it's going to get hot here in Texas very soon.
I can wear it even when it's hot because my house is always cold.
Bucky's onesies.
All right.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Squirrels.
We're squirreling. We're squirreling badly.
It isn't so.
Stop it! You're instigating it.
We're going to be playing Of Light and Loss, which is Crafty Mirage's version of Wild by the Witchlight. And we are going to be playing that this morning for you, minus the amazing Dice Goblin Black Cat, who is out of town and having a good time, but is in chat. So if you want to, throw insults at them or tell them how amazing they are, their target right there, they have a bullseye on their forehead. Fire away. Oh, look at that.
I'm showing them that it arrived
yeah.
because I did film a video, but I haven't had the spoons to post it.
Yep, they are amazing. Thank you, Jeremiah. But now let's say hello to the other amazing folks who are going to be here with you guys today. We'll start with Jeremiah because Jeremiah is talking in chat already. So Jeremiah, how are you doing?
I'm just I'm here. I think.
Okay.
Where am I?
You think, therefore you are.
You're in your office.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That explains the smell. Anyways, yeah.
You're
Hi.
supposed to get rid of the bodies.
How are you?
True friends.
And who are you going to be playing today, Jeremiah?
Oh, Robin.
I forgot.
Robin Clover.
I forgot.
A satyr. He's a satyr cleric, and he's having a wonderful time exploring the Feywild. Though it does smell different than he thought it would. That is true.
We did fall into a swamp, to be honest.
Yes. It's not quite the bog of eternal stench, but we're kind of there. Yeah.
We're kind of there. And now we'll move on to the equally amazing and artful Bishi Bunny. Bishi, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm currently fueled on sausage and gravy pot pie with feta cheese on top. And Mellow Yellow Zero because I am a Bama Bun and we drink Mellow Yellow around here. I will be playing Trash and Alphonse. Trash is my mute warlock, and Alphonse is her mouthpiece slash puppet, manservant, protector, and everything else.
He's a noble knight.
Yes, a noble knight.
Isn't he also a unicorn? So he's a night recorn.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a unite.
Unite. And
Unite.
today, unlike most games, I will be actually playing instead of running. Yay! And I am playing Killian, who is a sorcerer and a tiefling, and pretty much, the personification of, gender confusion and an awkwardness. So I will be continuing with that role as Crafty weaves this magic tale. Crafty,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm okay. Long work week. It's whatever.
Well, hopefully you can take it all out on us and feel better. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, one quick thing. One quick thing. We are raising money for PCRF, which is the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. They are a very well-known, very organized charity that is trying to get support to the people in Palestine right now. They focus mainly on children's relief funds, trying to get children medical attention and medical aid that they need. But right now, with the crisis that's happening there, I know that they are working with the UN in tandem, trying to aid in any way they can to get Egypt to open its borders, to try and let people, refugees go into Egypt. And I know that's a big deal to do right now. So we're trying to help them raise funds. And we have a link that will be appearing in chat about every piece 15 minutes. And PCRF. And if you donate to PCRF, any amount that you donate will equal out to any of the commands that we have in chat that allow you to affect the game. You can do things like you can choose to where is it? You can do lend a hand, which is you give someone +1 on a roll. If you donate $1 and put lend a hand in the comments for the donation, and you say who you're lending it to, that will go into the pool, and that person will have a +1 on their roll, and that's $1. It's 1,000 dagger dollars. Or 100 bits. 100 bits is $1. 1,000 dagger dollars is just the dagger dollar amount I put on it. And so, there's other things you can do, such as you can do try again, which is a reroll. That's $5. And so we're using everything like this to let you be able to donate to affect the game
Or you can make us all do the Owen Wilson sound.
The Owen Wilson sound is just a sound. Oh, I don't even know if I have the sound alerts on here.
Wow.
Wow.
That would be...
let me find I'll put the sound alerts in real quick. But what I wanted to say is you can also just donate. Because PCRF is, of course, an amazing charity. But I also wanted to give you guys a chance to actually affect the game with your donations. So that's what we've incorporated into it. Be sure and you let us know, either preferably in the comments section. You can see that I have the PCRF donation page up there. I'll be refreshing it periodically so we can keep track of who donates and where they want their donations to go to. If you forget in the actual donation window, I will remind you in chat as best I can, but I'm not going to interrupt Crafty any more than I have to. So if I put it in chat that you did not tell me who you want the donation to and you don't respond to it, I'll do it at least twice. Then we're just going to move on. Okay, but please do what you can to help us out, because we want to try and raise $1,000 before we shut down this drive. And I think we're at $200 right now, somewhere in that range. So we're going to keep on doing this until we get there, and we want to make a difference. So this is what we can do to try and make a difference. But all that being said, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Crafty, please take us through of Lost in Light.
Okay. All right, so last we left off, which wasn't last week because unfortunately I got sick. So last we left off, our party arrived in the Feywilds and landed in the area known as Hither, which is one of the fractured areas of that make up Prismere. They learned by running into the inn at the end of the road. The inn at the end of the road that what had happened to Prismir and to Zybilna, and how the... Sorry, I got distracted by the dice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
My squirrel brain, man, you can't do that to me.
No moving lights or loud noises.
They learned it's bad to say that. They learned through Sue that the druid who runs the inn at the end of the road, that Prismir had been fractured by the Witchlight Coven, and that Zybilna was currently in some form of slumber within her palace of Heart's Desire. The party determined that they do want to help in this endeavor of making the hags pay, essentially, since several of the party had been affected by the hags in one manner or another. As they began traveling to the edge of Prismir, hither via the inn at the end of the road, which is a walking inn, much like the house from Howl's Moving Castle, just on a smaller scale. They got to Slanty Tower, where they discovered the hot air balloon that had crash landed as soon as they arrived, and within the hot air balloon discovered the fairy dragon knight Sir Talavar, the loyal vassal of the Summer Queen, who was trapped inside the cage and can't get out now. The party battled 2 giant constrictor snakes, resulting in the near death of our sorcerer. And then they retreat. Once they defeated the snakes, they retreated back into the inn at the end of the road and settled down for the night so that they could get some sleep, some well-deserved rest, because realistically they'd been up for at least 24 hours at that point. And that's where we find ourselves now. You are all settling down for the night. Is there any conversations that any of you are wanting to have before you get your long rest?
If I remember correctly, Trash is currently to the side with Alphonse, and Alphonse has a sort of like a little rapier, and Trash is utilizing the rapier, and they're sort of like fighting back and forth in a very sort of Arrow Flynn kind of way, while Trash learns this new weapon.
By the way, Bishi, this is out of character. Real quick, Alphonse is, when he's in the plane, he's full size?
No, he is the size of.
So he's still like the size of a puppet, but he's animated now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's fully animated. He basically he's a living puppet at this point.
Got it. Just want to make sure, because I knew that he became animated when we came across, but I didn't know if he like actually grew to like full size of humanoid, or if he was still tiny.
Yeah, he's still a little puppet, but he is a puppet who is wielding gauntlets of ogre strength. So
Jesus
he does have a
Christ.
strength of 19.
Yeah, Trash isn't even holding the magic weapon. I get let everyone pick a magic item, and Trash isn't even wearing it. The puppet is.
Freaking
I'm like,
A.
I'll allow it.
Tiny gauntlets of ogre strength.
I think Robin will find a quiet corner where he can set up a candle and his holy symbol, and he will actually do something that nobody's really seen him do, which is he's going to pray, because he prays to his God every day for guidance on how to best explore the world of magic.
And are you actively doing anything?
Am I casting a spell?
Yeah, are you actively doing anything? Because I know that there are spells to communicate with your god.
There are. I have I suppose I could cast a spell. But this is mostly him just sort of spending time doing the standard sort of daily prayers that one does.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. He's sort of communing with his God in that regard. I suppose he would probably cast augury
Okay.
as part of this, I guess.
Okay.
Which
Okay. Augury. Got it. Pulled up.
I put it in the chat
Okay.
too.
Oh, thank you. That is so useful.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the lovely things you can do on Roll20.
Yes.
Are you using bones, sticks, or what tokens? I actually want you to describe your like if you have any I know that your holy symbol counts as your component, but if you you doing anything specific like other than the holy symbol?
He has little knickknacks that he's picked up from the carnival that he uses in the ceremony at this point. Little tokens from games, little feathers from the wings that they put on the back and so on that he tosses on the table to acquire the augury.
Gotcha.
And while it normally is only for the next 30 minutes, he's really just checking to see if he's on the right path.
So which course of action is on your mind right now?
Going to what was the name of
Telemy. You guys were you were walking towards Telemy Hill, but you were specifically Telemy Hill's just on the way to your destination.
Yeah, let's he would say is stopping at Telemy Hill good to our overall goal. You
pray and you focus on this question in your mind, and you feel yourself filled with an energy of positivity that permeates from your holy symbol as you ponder this and ask for guidance on this from your God, and you feel confident that this is the best course of action at the moment.
Okay. He'll be satisfied with that. And then once he's done with his prayers, he will collect up his symbol that he keeps in his shirt and his things and puts them in pouches and actually just prepares to sleep.
Okay. Is Killian doing anything before resting for the night?
Killian is just... He is pretty much... wishing he had prestidigitation because he's covered in muck and grime, but he is just trying to let the events of the past day wash off of him and trying to calm down. And he's kind of just sitting on the bed and he's like, we're here for one reason. We're going to find him. And he's kind of talking to himself. We're going to find him. We're going to bring him home. And everything's going to be fine. Nothing else matters. That's the only thing we're focusing on. Stop freaking out. Everything's going to be fine. And then he kind of sits there for a couple of minutes and he just pulls off the boots, dusts off as much of the muck as possible, and just lays down in the bed and probably just passes out. Because
I will say that the inn at the end of the road, along with warm beds and food, also has ways to clean yourself up if you require them.
A prestidigitation machine.
No. I'm just talking about just straight up a bath.
Oh no, he'll definitely indulge in that. And if they ask him how hot he wants the water, he'd be like scalding.
Which, yeah, Sue's able to make a very scalding hot bath without any issue. Actually, she's not even the one that does it. The little flame Shih Tzu is the one that heats the water up by just swimming in it for a little bit.
After everything that's happened, Killian doesn't even bat an eye. He's just like, thank you, puppy.
The good puppy. Chi-Chi's a good puppy. All right. And Trash, is there anything that you are, other than practicing your rapier skills with Sir Talavar, with Alphonse, is there anything else that you are doing this evening before going to bed?
Not especially. At this point, she's finding a strange rhythm to her life that she hadn't had before. She'd been sort of like living on the streets, doing some performances and all that, but it's sort of odd for her. Like, this is the closest to living a life that she's had since she left the Platinum Paradiso. So she actually, it's odd, but for those who would be more familiar with Trash, such as Alphonse, she's wearing a strange expression on her face, which is not quite a smile, but just a touch of optimism that maybe something will happen, or even if she doesn't find her voice, that what she's doing right now is something she could continue to do and build a life out of.
Okay.
And she's kind of surprised because she's been pretty good at it. I mean, she sort of is remembering the battle with the snake and, did pretty well. So,
yeah. All right. You all go to your respective places of rest for the evening and settle in, and you all just crash. You feel fairly confident that this is a safe location just because it's always moving. And you are able to just fully just hit the pillow, pass out from just a long, long day. And nothing happens throughout the night. You are all able to get a full night's rest. So go ahead and take your long rest, get your spell slots back, get your features back, get your health points back.
Long rests.
Long rests are great. Prepare your spells for the day if you prepare spells.
It would.
What's prepare spells?
Yeah. It'd be great. It'd be great.
What?
If I could have a long rest in real life.
Those aren't a thing.
We're escaping real life here. We're escaping.
I want those in real life now.
Well, much like a warlock. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, much like a warlock, I live and die off naps. So long rests are not as important to me as they were.
I've thought about putting in a mechanic that if they don't get the full 8 hours of rest, it's just like an rest, where everything except their highest level spell slots back, because there's one high level spell slot back because they just don't have the spoons for it.
All I'm saying is, if I could get 8 hours of rest and it reset me,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got 8 hours of sleep last night. I'm still tired.
What's that meme? I don't play RPGs just for the fantasy aspect. I play it for the real fantasy aspect, getting 8 hours of rest, hanging out with friends whenever I want to, and making my own schedule.
Yep.
Yeah. And being able to actually accomplish a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Now we've gotten depressing.
Right. So you all wake up the next morning. The next morning, you think, because if you look out the window, when you went to bed and if you glanced out the window before falling asleep, the sky hasn't changed. it's still the same color. It seems to like just in the Feywild be like a perpetual twilight almost. So when you wake up this evening, you see that it's the same twilight sky outside with like just like this sickly green haze kind of touching the edges as it gets closer to the like meeting the earth. And then there, of course, there's just still the fog that seems to encompass whatever, like the area wherever you try to look. You do set. If you would like, all give me perception checks. Actually,
Figure the moment I go back to the screen, the scene with no dice, you make me roll dice.
yes, roll dice.
Perception, huh?
Perception.
Oh, I'm really bad at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is this an active perception or a reflexive perception?
Reflexive.
Okay.
There's a difference?
Active
Well,
means you're actively looking for something specific. Reflexive means something caught your eye.
Okay. Well,
I got an 11.
9/11. Okay.
you
So
can see what I
Officially
got.
above average. Haha.
So Robin's actually the only one that notices, but as you wake up, maybe it's because the rest of you got accustomed to this way, but Robin, because he has hooved feet and has to accommodate for things like sway a little bit more than the rest of you, Robin, you realize the house isn't moving.
Huh. Sue, why did the house stop? Are we where we're supposed to be?
Sue is in the kitchen, like she is in the kitchen, and comes out. She's just baked some muffins for all of you for breakfast, should you want them.
Ooh, muffins.
But she just shakes her head. No, the house just got stuck in a mud hole. These things happen sometimes. Whenever the water levels go down, it's extra muddy. So sometimes it just gets stuck in a hole. And occasionally sometimes the best thing to do is just wait until the water levels rise again. And then he can just float out of it.
Okay.
But we are within walking distance of Telemy Hill if you were wanting to stop there still.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Don't the rest of you?
It is it's our intended destination, so yes, I think we should definitely how long does it take the water levels to rise? Are you talking hours or days?
It depends. It depends on what the OL decides to do in the moment. I will say that you all also take notice that Nim has not come out of bed yet.
I will go knock on Nim's
Should
door.
someone go check on them?
Yeah.
I am basically like Trash is absolutely distracted because I rolled 2 1s, so that's like a 1 in 400 chance. So she is absolutely kind of out of it this morning.
Staring off into the nether distance.
Well, she's kind of excited about something else. Like she pulled out her rapier and immediately challenged Alphonse and did the whole.
Trash is having fun.
What is the thing? Oh my God! I can't believe disarmed. Yeah, and flipped the blade out of the Alphonse's hand, and she's like thrilled because she's like, she's proficient now. Basically, is what she's showing off.
So yeah, Robin, you knock on the door of where Nim, the room Nim went into last night, and you don't hear a response.
I will open the door slightly to see if I can see if she's still sleeping.
You see that she is. You see that there is the bed does look like it has a person shape on it under the blankets.
Im, we're at our stop. You want to come in the end? Come and help?
No response.
Nim, are you okay?
Do you want to give a perception check or go further in?
I'll go for a perception check. I'm sure nothing bad will come of that. Oh, actually, not bad.
16. You hear soft snoring coming from the bed. So you are confident that she is in the bed, she is alive, and she is still asleep.
Okay, we'll let you sleep. Sorry for disturbing you. And he will hold the door closed. Hey, I think Nem is going to rest today. It's been a lot. This is her home. No, let's go and take care of the problem. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
She just happens to have a background that I can exploit when she gets back that requires her to be asleep.
Good.
Bom, bom, bom.
So Dice Goblin, whenever you come back, don't worry. Nim is just safely asleep in bed, so nothing bad will happen to her, but you will be having an active dream that we will be focusing on at the beginning of next session. All right, so yes, you all have your breakfast, and you've decided to step outside?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, you do see that you can see the hill from where you emerge from the house, the inn. The inn is very much stuck in a mud hole. You see several, if you look underneath the foundation, you can see several of the limbs, the leg limbs are just like, it's like a 25% of them are just deeply embedded in the mud, can't get out, and like you see the other legs struggling to like try to yank them out but not succeeding. And the area that you are in right now is while still swampy, as you look up this massive hill that is more like a small mountain than anything, just more greener. You do see that a lot of the swampiness of the area is receding closer to this location. But you do see like the nice little wispy clouds hanging low in the sky, wrapping around the top of the peak too of this hill. And just from an observant standpoint, it looks like getting to the top of the hill may be like a 2-hour walk.
Well, this should be fun.
Killian looks up the hill and is like, we need to have a long discussion about fun.
What?
It looks like we're going to have several hours to have a breathless discussion about fun.
You don't like fun?
I have a different definition.
Oh, okay.
After you.
Trash gets in a seating position, hovering above the ground, and starts floating up that way.
All right, so you are greeted by the scent of sweet-smelling fruit as you approach the hill. The damp, downy, silvery green moss blankets a gentle upward slope and you can see that as it goes higher up, it's going to give way to craggy ridges that mark the top. And that you also see that there are dozens of these enormous willow trees dotting the entirety of the hillside. Like, this is the most trees you've seen since arriving at Hither. Like, it's mostly been bushes and dead trees, but these trees look full and lush and hundreds of years old, if anything.
Well, this will be fun.
There you go with that word again.
I mean, think about it. We're in an entirely non-natural environment. This environment is generated by magical fields by existing outside of our normal plane. Yet it has an ecology with fully developed flora and fauna. It'll be fun to try and figure out how it all fits together.
All right. I just want to make sure that none of the flora or fauna eats us.
Well, that would be fascinating.
Likely from Alphon's voice, which is coming from underneath Trash. It likely follows somewhat storybook logic. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Oh, yes. Certainly a large portion of arcane phenomena tend to follow the laws of narrative more than any sort of scientific principles that one might try to attempt to apply. But I think this will be a wonderful learning experience.
Yep. Wonderful. Killian just starts trudging.
Let's just go, guys.
Trash makes sure the belt's in place as she floats on.
Always remember to buckle up when you're going in a vehicle of any sort, even if it's just a floating chair, guys.
Yes.
Safety first.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, you guys start walking, and about 10-20 minutes into your walk, you feel you guys what are your passive perceptions?
12.
12.
10.
10. Nope.
14.
14. Okay, so Trash is the one who catches it. You hear movement. Like you hear creaking, like a creak, like a loud, like just a sudden creak sound to your right.
Trash pivots in that direction, because she's floating, so it's just like whoop, and is pointed that way, and she tilts her head, looking in that direction.
Okay. If you do an active perception check now.
Yes, and I will get help from my friend.
Your
from
friend.
Alphonse.
Yeah. If you're actively looking around, Robin will notice that you're looking around and go, well, I think Bocop will guide you and guidance.
Oh.
So.
Well,
Go ahead and add a d4.
Yep. 23.
Good old Bocop.
23. So you're confident that the sound you heard came from a specific willow tree that's about 20 feet away from you.
Alphonse sort of whispering again from underneath Trash. I do believe either the willow tree up in front of us is having a bad morning, or there is something nearby. Creaking.
Oh. Maybe we should investigate. And Robin will start walking in that direction.
Okay. All right. You approach the willow tree. Are you making an active investigation?
Yeah, I think so.
Killian
Go
is
ahead.
slipping
Yep.
his wand into his palm from up his sleeve.
All right. So Robin, I'd like you to give me an investigation check. Which I know is probably a better roll for you than. Okay. 14. So 14, you get close to the willow tree, and you happen to put your hand on one of like the roots that seems to be like you know how when sometimes tree roots they grow up and then down again.
Yeah.
And they sometimes grow to insanely high proportions. So you put your hand on one of those roots to kind of peer around, and you don't see anything, from behind the tree, but you do notice that the earth around these roots seems to have been disturbed very recently. And the earth, like it's freshly dug up dirt that you can see is around all of the roots.
Okay. Does it look like sharp lines, like a shovel or a tool was used, or does it look kind of rough, like something more organic poured up?
It looks like it looks organic. Doesn't look like it was done by anything man-made, and it looks like the earth was pulled up. Much like whenever you pull some vegetables or something from the root out of the earth, like it leaves just like at that specific shape of like it's like you know what I'm talking about. The earth has a specific way of looking after you pull something out of it.
Yeah. So,
Can Trash do a survival on that?
Yeah.
Get some sort of idea, and Unicorn will help.
Yeah.
Thank God for the help, because I got a 14.
14. So you know how to survive out in the wilds if need be, just because sometimes you don't get to stay indoors. And you've had to scavenge for or forage rather for food in the past. And what you're seeing from a survival perspective, the earth reminds you a lot of those times where you've gone into people's vegetable gardens and you've just pulled up carrots, like entire carrots out of gardens or some form of root vegetables.
Alphonse goes, we may be dealing with bunnies. Again, seems to be root vegetables have been tugged free from this area. A garden has been disturbed, perhaps?
Are these does it look like there are root vegetables pulled up, or does it look like the tree was picked up and then put back down?
The latter.
Oh, okay. That's a big rabbit.
Well, the ones we met were what, 5 feet tall?
Yeah.
Wait. Could this tree be a sibling of the house we've been riding in?
Mm-hmm.
A wandering tree?
I don't think so, but it's possible.
Is this a situation where we have to ask the tree?
I mean, it's kind of rude for us to be talking about it without addressing it.
It is rather rude. It like, and you hear a low rumbling voice suddenly speak up. It is rather rude. I am right here.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
the tree. Then apologies.
I apologize. I did not know you were a talking tree. We don't have those where I'm from. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
I'm Robin, and this is Trash, and Killian, and the fellow carrying Trash is
Alphonse.
Alphonse. But it's a pleasure to meet you. I've never met a. Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
So, do you draw nutrients out of the soil like other trees, or do you like have to, because you are much more manifest talking type, do you need extra food? Does the soil provide you everything you need, or do things need to come and bring you extra
Sometimes
nutrients?
I need a little bit more. I'll go walk over to a more nutrient-rich soil, but for the most part, I just get what I need from the earth.
Oh, well, you're a lovely tree, though.
Oh,
Right?
thank you. Yeah, me and my friends are just chilling here. We just generally relax here. This is Telemi is a lot healthier than the rest of this swamp.
Oh yeah. No, it looked like there's an overabundance of water. It causes a washing out of the overall ground soil, which would make it hard for most trees to maintain in that environment. I commend you for finding an elevated position in which to escape such overhydration.
Yeah, Switch got moldy the other day.
Oh, that must be unfortunate.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
What what are we doing here? Oh, we're exploring.
I mean, Ptolemy is probably the better location to explore in this area right now. So Ptolemy's a lot nicer than the rest of the region.
Oh, there was something here that we needed. A thing. And McCoy is actually can't remember why.
Oh, you learned from Sir Talavar that the key to his cage was acquired by a goblin who lives here.
Yeah, we're looking for a goblin. He apparently has a key.
Oh, Jingle Jangle.
That's a great name.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh, okay.
She loves keys.
Okay.
She could talk about keys all day. And she
Oh.
does. She does talk about keys all day.
I mean, keys are fascinating. They can be made from various materials, and they can, in fact, be keyed in different directions. So you could have narrow line keys, which, when you turn, push the tumblers in different ups and downs so that you turn it. Or you can have.
Gillian walks forward and just gently puts a hand on Robin's shoulder. Could you tell us where Jingle Jangle may be?
Actually, Jingle Jangle might. Jingle Jangle would probably really like him just because she hasn't been feeling the best the past few days. But she is, she usually lives up at the top of her hilltop den. She's kind of kind of
under the weather.
No, she went in there a few days ago and just hasn't wanted to come out. She's been too scared.
Ooh. Is there something scary about?
No. So she goes out to get truffles in the swamps to eat. Mm-hmm. And 3 days ago, she got ambushed by some of the brigands that live around the area.
Whoa, that's unfortunate.
We had a run-in with them ourselves.
They decided that it wasn't a good idea to trouble us much, though.
They decided it wasn't profitable.
I think it's because they were afraid of the fact that half of their own party didn't want to fight us anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a very sweet little goblin, but so she really didn't deserve to be attacked. We could only do so much to protect her, but it's just the way the waters fluctuate, it's very difficult for us sometimes to maneuver through the swamp. So we keep her as safe as we can when she's here with Ptolemy and us, but when she just wandered a little too far and we weren't able to keep her safe.
Oh.
Do you think she would welcome visitors?
I think she's usually very friendly. She's not hostile in any regard. She might be a little shy when you get to her and might be a little guarded just because she did just get recently attacked and she's still a little jumpy from that.
She knows you, though, correct?
Oh, yeah, she knows all of us. We're her friends.
Could we perhaps use your name and say that we know you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to do anything I can to reassure her that we're not there to harm them.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Well, I'm Will, and you see one of the branches move and gesture to another willow tree that's nearby. Mm-hmm. That's Switch. That's Root over there.
I nod to each one in turn.
And over there is Frond.
This is a very large group.
Yeah, there's a lot. There are a lot of us that kind of just stay here. It's like a little community.
Well,
A grove, if you
you're
will.
all lovely.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet.
Huh. I would be fascinated to spend time asking you questions about the history of the world. You probably have seen more of it than I have. Um, would you say that the actual plant life in the area has changed in recent times with the amount of moisture that's been added to the valley below, or is this?
It's gotten worse the past the past 8 years because the marsh kind of got a little toxic.
Oh, well,
Not toxic, but it's not as nurturing as it was when Zybilna was in charge. We felt a dramatic shift whenever the Witchlight Coven took over. Initially, we didn't mind it too much, but then we started feeling the nutrients in the soil getting, like, the quality went down. There was too much water. It felt like we were drowning sometimes. Like I said, Switch got moldy. Whenever we get moldy, we can't go near the water for like several weeks because we got to dry out a little bit.
Okay. Wow, that is fascinating.
Out of curiosity, again coming from underneath trash, hey, where are the truffles that that the goblin eats located?
Well, they generally grow, like, not grow, but like, well, yeah, grow. I don't know. This is crafty not knowing. She digs around for them, just off, like, usually she gets a few, like, gets them around Telemy, like under logs and in the crevices of trees and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in this general, like, Telemy hasn't moved in a while, so she kind of exhausted all of her usual spots around Telemy, and as a result, she had to wander off a little further.
Is there a reason that they prefer the truffles over anything else?
Truffles are her favorite food.
Okay, so it's just a they do
Preference.
have other things that they can live off of. They're not starving, is what I'm kind of trying.
No. She just
they're
prefers
just they're just a
truffles.
treat. They're just a treat.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, traditionally truffles do add an enhancement to other foods, so it would track that they would be.
Absolutely, but be careful with truffle oil. It's very concentrated and can be very overwhelming.
Oh yes, yeah, this is true.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Nope. So Killian says, "Well, I think that we've wasted far more than your time than was necessary, and you have been an absolute delight. Thank you."
I have another question though.
If we don't take him away, he's going to ask you questions forever.
I it's possible.
I mean, hey, how about this? And you see the roots start to tear away from the soil until he's just fully Will is just fully standing out of the soil and kind of just shaking it off, like shaking some of it off of his roots and everything. And he kind of, like, it's weird. He kind of bends the trunk a little bit. Like, why don't you guys climb on into the boughs? You just sit up there. I could get you up the hill in like less than an hour.
Oh. This is delightful, and I could not even ask for a better escort. Thank you so much.
Oh yes. So I have a question.
Okay, get in the tree first, buddy. Get in the tree first.
Yeah, he
Climbs up in the tree.
Yeah, he just like jumps
Actually,
up into
Clean
the
looks
tree.
back at Trash. Is Lady Trash, do you need assistance?
I mean, like, she just floats up and into the tree,
Yeah.
and
I'm
then
going to have to learn
unbuckles
that
the seat,
trick.
and then unbuckles the seat so that she can actually sit in the tree.
Yeah. Just Alphonse holding it right there, just like.
Yeah, well, at this point, Alphonse does appear, and Alphonse does kind of whisper to Robin on the way. By the way, Sir Robin, I was incognito. If you don't see me, don't mention me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I do, but I did have a question about so most living fauna have structures that are relatively consistent across species that represent eyes that allow you to collect the light to be able to see the things around you. As a tree, do you have a similar structure, or this?
No. So I actually don't see in the traditional sense like you folks with like you meaty folks. What I do is I feel the vibrations in the ground, and like the information travels up my root system, and I kind of get a clear image of what's going on around me.
Oh,
It's like like a tremor sense.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating. I so you have hypersensitivity to tremors. Is that how you hear? Because you don't appear to have ears as well. So is that just sort of a sense of the
that I would not be able to explain to you. That's some stuff that I don't understand. They don't really teach us tree biology. I just know how I see.
Okay, well.
But I don't know. That's actually going to be a question of debate for the rest of us. That like when we're just relaxing at the end of the night one day. I'm just toggling. How do we? Hey, Switch. Do you know how we hear?
Switch looks over and just goes, "What?"
Switch. You just see Switch turn, and then turn back, and if you could see a tree having an existential crisis, this tree is having one. Like, all of the trees are now collectively just being like, how do we hear?
Great.
Alphonse chirps up, I would suggest asking the corn.
Let's
no, because it has ears.
Oh,
No,
it's a pun. That's clever. So here's a question: does your tremor sense have variability when it's raining because of the constant level of impacts from the raindrops? Does that change to the overall quality of the tremor sense? Does your hearing change in winter?
Going through my mind and looking for the sleep spell and wishing to God I had it.
This is like a romantic encounter between NPCs and.
He's flirting with the tree. He's flirting with the tree.
I can do this
forever.
He can. So I'm gonna cut it off here. Will tries his best to answer your questions as best to the abilities as he can, and Jeremiah can just use his imagination to answer some of them. Because he's starting to ask questions in the sense that I didn't think about, and instead I gave the trees existential crisis instead.
Oh my God.
But after about 45 minutes of the tree rapidly making its way up the mountainside, like kind of just like crawling up with the roots a little quicker than you would have been able to walk, you do arrive at the top of the hill. The top of the hill is a lot rockier than the base where you guys had been walking. More stone than anything. And you do see that there is this cave mouth that's pretty that's pretty apparent up ahead. And the cave mouth is actually in the shape of a keyhole.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Well, that's wow. Yeah. Appropriate.
Well, indeed. The tumblers that would have to be inside would be enormous.
I think it's just a, I don't know, ambiance.
That was a joke.
Okay, thank God.
I'm curious, not stupid.
You know what? Just checking. All right, so I'm assuming Will's letting us down.
Yeah, Will bend his trunk again to allow you to easily climb down from the boughs of his branches.
As soon as he gets his feet, Killian will turn and bow to Will. And he says, "We are very grateful." He says, "I'm going to attempt to say hello. If you want to stick around to help assuage them, if they may be shocked by strangers showing up out of nowhere." if you have other things you need to do, of course, we won't keep you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sure.
And so I go up and literally reach out and knock on the outside of the cave entrance.
There is no door.
I know.
So when you knock on the stone, it's literally like you knocking on stone. It doesn't make much sound.
So instead, I'll slap it a couple of times. Hello?
You hear the sound of... hear the sound of several small metallic objects shift, like falling as you say hello. And you hear the sounds of footsteps retreating further in.
We're here with Will. We just wanted to say hello and ask you about something. I'm Killian. And
Will is outside?
Yeah, Will's here. He brought us up.
You're friends with Will?
I would hope so. I would think so. We just recently met him, but he seems a very nice fellow.
Could you come inside instead? Jingle Jangle doesn't want to go outside.
Yeah, no. We'll do whatever you like, yes.
Yeah. Hi. And I'll just go walking in.
This is Robin as he walks right by me.
Right, so as you walk in, worn stone steps lead you down into what feels like a cellar, and it's a lot chillier in here than it is outside. And you can smell, like, the thing you smell the most above the dampness, above the cold, is the smell of just iron. It reeks of iron in here.
Iron or rust?
Iron.
Okay, because it's damp down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, just checking.
And you can, as you're going in and going down these steps, you see in like further back in the chamber there is there's candles throughout the this oval chamber that are illuminating a multitude of keys that are hanging from strings crisscrossing around the wall, like, you know, like that netting that people do decoratively on their walls.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but with keys instead of like vines or whatever.
Oh,
and as you take in the location some more, you see that there are piles and piles of just keys that are strewn across the dirt floor. It is, if there was a key for every lock in all of the realms, it would be here. And as you take in the scene, you hear the sound of keys jingling as a little goblin emerges from the dimness. She is wearing a coat lined with metal keys, and she's carrying a flail that has padlocks for heads instead
Jesus.
of... she's almost like a peachy yellow color and has like the longest very long elven fey-like ears that just kind of curl towards the center. She has these enormous like sea green eyes, and she just has like a shy but nervous smile on her face as she's holding the flail of padlocks. Like, it's just, she's not holding it in a menacing way. She's just like, it's just like dragging along with her because like she's so small. She's like 3 feet tall. She is not a big goblin. She's tiny.
Gotcha.
Robin will walk forward. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Robin.
I'm Jingle Jangle.
I heard Jingle Jangle is a great name. I like it.
I like it too. Jingle Jangle likes it too.
Oh, so Jingle Jangle.
Who are these people?
I'm Killian, and this is Lady Trash and her noble... Oh, and Lady Trash. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, I like your collection.
Jingle Jangle loves this collection.
It's pretty. Do you have consistent makers that you prefer, or do they come from across the spectrum of smithing and such?
Jingle Jangle just finds keys and Jingle Jangle adds them to the piles.
Oh, wait. I. What part of the key is your favorite?
Jingle Jangle likes the handle.
Oh, yeah. The bow on the end. Yes.
Jingle Jangle likes that part because Jingle Jangle likes that each one is different.
Yes, they are. Also, they provide an excellent platform for which you can apply torque.
Jingle Jangle doesn't know what torque is.
That's the force of rotation that you can apply when you turn the bow. It turns the key.
Jingle Jangle doesn't use the keys. Jingle Jangle just collects them.
Oh,
Jingle Jangle just likes looking at them.
for the aesthetics.
What's Jingle Jangle's favorite key?
And she looks down at herself and looks at all the keys she is wearing. Jingle Jangle can't pick just one.
Oh. Does Jingle Jangle have a newest one?
Jingle Jangle does have a new key.
Is it special?
She checks herself first, realizes it's not on her specifically, and then she just starts wandering over to the piles and starts searching. Jingle Jangle put it in here somewhere.
Oh my god, no. Can you describe it to us? Maybe we could help you find it.
What Jingle, what's the key for?
Well, I don't you found the key. Where'd you find the key? Maybe that'll help us find out what it's for.
Jingle Jangle found the key. She starts thinking. Jingle Jangle got it from a room in a. She's thinking. Where did Jingle Jangle get the key? It was in a room. There was a cage with a strange bird inside. And then Jingle Jangle just took the key.
Did the bird have no feathers?
Bird had wings, but no feathers. It was scaly. Jingle Jangle thought it was an ugly looking bird.
Well,
Jingle Jangle thought it was odd to keep a bald bird.
if we help you find the key, can we borrow it for a little bit?
Why do you want to take Jingle Jangle's key?
No, don't want to take. It will still be Jingle Jangle's key. We
Oh,
just want
wait.
to borrow it.
I have a great idea.
What's that?
Oh.
We could bring Jingle Jangle to see the person who has the lock for Jingle Jangle to open, and then they could give Jingle Jangle a gift. For
You
opening
have
the-
the bird?
Yeah,
It's a very chirpy bird.
he talks.
Mm-hmm.
So you want my key? You want Jingle Jangle's key?
Actually, we want Jingle Jangle to help.
Jingle Jangle likes to help, but Jingle Jangle doesn't want to leave the cave right now.
Is there anything I can do to help Jingle Jangle?
Jingle Jangle was digging for truffles in the swamp when a bunch of Harrigans leapt out from behind the reeds and the shrubs, and they
That's
took Jingle Jangle's truffles, and they threw Jingle Jangle down in the mud, and they whacked Jingle Jangle with their wooden clubs.
I'm glad Jingle Jangle got away safe.
Oh, indeed. Are you hurt?
Jingle Jangle has some bruises, but bruises heal, and Jingle Jangle has more emotional scarring than anything else.
Well, let's see what I can do to help.
And now we enter the therapy portion of the show.
The therapy portion of the show.
First off, let's calm everything down, and he will cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. What's the DC on that? Because you are casting a spell, and it's very visible that you're casting a spell, so she is a little guarded right now.
Yeah, it creates a 20-foot radius, and the DC is just charisma saving throw, and it should be a 12.
She rolled a natural 1.
Oops.
So she is calm.
She just passes out. Just
No, not that kind of calm.
She slips into a coma. Great.
Jingle Jangle, you see her kind of just like visibly relax a little bit, and it's just like Jingle Jangle's anxiety just suddenly went way down.
Yeah, I can do that for a bit. I hope that helps.
the magic of aromatherapy.
Did that help? With
Robin is actually just an essential oil salesperson.
I hope that helped. And
It helped.
okay, good. Do you want me to heal your any wounds you may have?
Jingle, like she just like rolls up her sleeves a little bit. Jingle Jangle doesn't have any more bruises. Those healed pretty quick.
Okay, I don't mind.
It's okay. Jingle Jangle it will be fine. Bruises are a heal. Jingle Jangle didn't get any broken bones.
Jingle
Or
Jangle. This is a very important question because it's about you and it affects you. Do you want us to go get the mushrooms back from the Harrigans?
Jingle Jangle wouldn't say no to a bag of treats.
Okay, but do you just want us to get you more truffles, or
Jingle
do you want us to go
Jingle
get you
Jangle
them from the
prefers Jingle Jangle prefers truffles, but Jingle Jangle will take any tasty treat. Do you want the key for the treats?
I mean, if you're willing to trade, absolutely, we can trade.
Well, Jingle Jangle does respect reciprocity.
There is a lady at the place with the cage for the key that makes lovely food.
They make incredible pies.
Pies, muffins.
Jingle Jangle does like pies and muffins.
And it's nice and warm inside the place, too.
Yeah, we could bring you to the place. You could have pies and muffins, and then we'll bring you back.
And I think the only reason we really want to bring you to the place is mainly because everything's better fresh. And it's about an hour or so away from here, so it'd be an hour there, hour back. It would be very cold by the time we got back here.
Yeah, and also we don't want you to feel nervous about us taking the key to go do this. So, we don't want to take your property.
With all of us.
Yes. But we could just go get you some more truffles if that's what you want.
A very stilted pseudo femme voice comes from Alphonse, saying, "I do believe that the Harrigans will not bother us. We've already had a run in, and they know better than to mess with us."
You see her perk up at the mention of you having a confrontation already with the Harringans. It's like, you beat up the Harringans already?
More chase them off.
And she looks impressed. Whoa. That's incredible. Well, Jingle Jangle does want to eat something because Jingle Jangle is actually hungry. Jingle Jangle has food and she just gestures to a little trunk that she has that has stuff in it. But Jingle Jangle wouldn't say no to something hot and fresh.
If you're willing, we will accompany you. We will escort you there, and we'll escort you back.
Okay, Jingle Jangle will go because Jingle Jangle feels confident that you will keep Jingle Jangle safe.
And plus, you'll get to say hi to Will, who's outside.
And she pokes her head up a little bit, and she can see Will's branches from where she's standing. Jingle Jangle likes Will. Jingle Jangle likes Will. Jingle Jangle likes the Switch. Switch has mold though.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They're actually on the way back where we met Will is, so we can actually stop by and say hi to everyone too.
Hmm.
So it'd be like a whole day outing for you.
Okay, but then Jingle Jangle has to come back because Telemy keeps Jingle Jangle safe. Telemy is most well-defended spot in Hither. And Telemy, if Jingle Jangle doesn't feel safe, Telemy will get up and move.
Oh, well, that's fairly useful. You don't normally see geography have any kind of ambulatory abilities. That's interesting. Maybe I should stay on the hill and actually investigate what's causing the ambulatory.
He means it's weird to see a hill move.
Telemy's alive.
I figured as much if it moves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is it an
Telemy-
actual hill, or is it like a creature that looks like a hill?
Telemy is a hill.
Okay. I'm very willing to accept that. This whole place is weird.
It's not weird. It's fascinating.
Do we need to help you find the key? Again, in that
Yes.
pseudo femme voice.
Yes, do we need to help you find the key?
What is the key for? Jingle Jangle can find the key faster if Jingle
Oh.
Jangle knows what the key is for.
It's for a cage.
Yeah, with the bird.
Oh! And
Yeah.
see her just dive straight into one of the piles, rummage around a little bit, and then you see her hand come up first, and she's holding a silver key that as she's just like pulls her way out of the key pile. She dove into it like Scrooge McDuck dives into his pile of gold.
I was going to say, that is an incredible talent. How the hell that happened? But anyway.
Jingle Jangle knows what every key is for. Jingle Jangle just needs to be told what lock it goes into.
Oh, is that an intuitive knowledge or a memorization?
So, Jingle Jangle didn't used to like keys. Jingle Jangle once had to go ask for help because for the longest time Jingle Jangle used to be very scared of being caught on the wrong side of a locked door. So Jingle Jangle went to Bavlorna for help. And after Jingle Jangle went to Bavlorna, Jingle Jangle wasn't scared of locked doors anymore, but Jingle Jangle really, really, really needed to collect keys.
Oh,
And then Jingle Jangle cares about keys more than Jingle Jangle.
oh.
Oh. Well, that's kind of not safe, Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle, you see her struggling for like with words a little bit. Jingle Jangle prioritizes keys, then Jingle Jangle.
That's fair.
That's-
But
I have
Jingle
a-
Jangle isn't scared anymore of it, so Jingle Jangle thinks it worked out.
I have a similar relationship with magic.
So Robin understands.
Robin understands. Are there any other people like Jingle Jangle around here? Are there other folks that
Jingle Jangle would imagine there's a lot of people that went and visited the hags.
No, I mean,
Hags make deals.
are there other goblins?
Other goblins?
Yeah, around here.
Jingle Jangle hasn't met other goblins, but Jingle Jangle wouldn't be surprised if there were other goblins.
Okay. Do you mind if I do something to help?
Little ears flap a little bit as she tilts her head. What?
Well, I think that your collection of keys is lovely. I just want it to shine a little bit more. And he will cast Prestidigitation and clean all the grime off the keys. They're on Jiggle Jingle.
So you do that prestidigitation, and all of the keys are polished and shining and looking extremely brand new. And she's just like, you see her perk up a lot, and just at the look of all of the keys at their pristineness, and you see her like just bounce a little bit just because she's so happy in the moment.
See?
Oh. Jingle Jangle really appreciates this. Jingle Jangle doesn't have magic of her own, so Jingle Jangle usually has to do this by hand.
Well, I was glad I could help.
So are you and Jingle Jangle and all of us walking down together?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Unless Will wants to give us a ride.
Jingle Jangle thinks Will would give us a ride. Will likes Jingle Jangle, and Will and the rest of the trees like keeping Jingle Jangle safe.
Okay, no.
They help protect Telemy.
Sounds good to me.
I think Telemy's fairly well protected. Will and his friends are not small.
No.
And don't worry, if the Haragon up
Will
here,
is the oldest one here.
don't worry, if the Haragon up here, we will chase them off.
Jingle Jangle appreciates that. Jingle Jangle honestly thinks that something needs to be done about the Harrigan, because Jingle Jangle thinks that they're becoming problematic, and Jingle Jangle thinks that it's not conductive to the environment for them to be breaking the rules of the domain.
I agree. Though they do appear to be functioning under external stressors upon their overall community, which might be generating this antisocial behavior.
I wonder if they made a deal with the hags as well.
That's also possible.
Jingle Jangle doesn't know that particularly, but Jingle Jangle does know a little bit about the brigands, and Jingle Jangle can tell you on the way down.
Oh, well, that'd be nice.
I will be right back.
Okay, actually, I was going to suggest that we go to break now.
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 10-minute break to give us a chance to, take care of ourselves. You do the same. Get up, walk, stretch, do what you can to, limber up. We know that being in place for a long time can be sometimes a little bit painful, and people get distracted by our games and can get stuck there. So, do what you can to take care of yourself, and we will be back in 10 minutes. Oh, hang on 1 second. Let me fix TikTok.
I failed again.
We got you there, eh?
No. It's just TikTok. It's just TikTok. I had to unmute TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, someone's audio is on. I can hear it.
Sorry.
I heard.
I don't know why. I have it on mute on my phone, but it keeps adjusting the volume on my
Oh, no, it's
actual
fine.
phone. Like my no. Like it's weird because my phone volume is just like, I'm gonna decide you're working now. I'm like, what the
Decide you're
fuck,
working
Samsung?
Would you like me to ask your phone some questions?
No. Don't, please. Okay.
We love you though.
Uh-huh. I feel the love.
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Crafty, it's all yours.
Okay. So before we went to break, the party minus Nim, who for some reason is still heavily asleep, went up Telemy Hill to speak to Jingle Jangle, the goblin that is currently in possession of the key to open Sir Talavar's magic cage.
Mm-hmm.
They met with Jingle Jangle, they cheered her up a little bit, and they invited her back down to the inn at the end of the road, so that way she can get a nice hot meal, and they could potentially ask her some more questions about the area and what's going on. So, last we left off, you guys were emerging from the cave with Jingle Jangle at your side, her little 3-footness just clinking next to you, jingling next to you, like literally every step she takes, she's noisy. She cannot pass a stealth check because she is not quiet.
She and paladins and plate mail. All right, so I look up at Will and it says, we have a guest who wishes to go and see the inn. So, and plus, Will, Jingle Jingle.
Jingle Jangle will go up to Will and kind of hug one of his roots because they have that kind of relationship. And Will immediately like bend even further than he did before and offer some branches lower to help her climb onto the boughs of his branches.
Mm-hmm.
And will stay bent down for you guys to climb back up.
All right, so I definitely climb up if offered.
Okay.
Getting a ride is always better than having to walk yourself.
Exactly. And so you're in the tree, and Will is beginning to climb, and Will is beginning to make the descent down the hill. And Jingle Jangle, even though they're in the tree, every time Will makes a step, she just jingles in his. The keys just jingle on her coat.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll look. So why are you all here in Hither? Did you guys get stuck here too?
We
No.
kind of came over voluntarily.
Yeah. We
From where?
won a carnival.
Carnival.
Oh, yes.
Let me ask you this, Jingle Jangle. Do you understand where this place is?
Jingle Jangle knows that we are in the Feywild.
Okay. Well, we came from the normal plane.
Oh.
Is that
Jingle
where you
Jangle
came
hasn't Jingle Jangle hasn't been there in a long time.
from? Does Jingle Jangle like it here?
Jingle Jangle loves it here.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Jingle Jangle has a nice home with Telemy and the trees.
That sounds lovely. I have a question. Who makes all of those keys?
Jingle Jangle doesn't know. Jingle Jangle just gets them.
You found a lot of keys.
Jingle Jangle goes around a lot and takes keys.
You said you made a deal with a hag.
Jingle Jangle made a deal with the hag.
Does the hag ever come asking for keys?
She shakes her head. Jingle Jangle gets to keep all her keys.
Okay.
But Jingle Jangle now also talks about Jingle Jangle in the third person.
I noticed that, but Everyone,
Jingle Jangle didn't used to talk like this, but then after Jingle Jangle talked with the hag, Jingle Jangle started talking like this because Jingle Jangle prioritized keys above Jingle Jangle.
Ah, so your de-emphasis of self-identity over to the activity of collecting keys removed your ability to refer to yourself as a self. Does that mean that you no longer believe yourself to be a self, but merely a mechanism of your own obsession?
Jingle Jangle is now having an existential crisis. Yeah, Jingle Jangle had just kind of looks off into the distance.
I was just asking Megan Jingle Jingle just hanging on to the tree trunk, looking out in the distance with a single little tear.
Single tear, just no. Jingle Jangle just is looking at the keys on her cone, just like Jingle Jangle would say that is a fair assessment.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can help you out with that too. But one thing at a time. It may take us longer to help restore your overall sense of self-worth and self-identity outside of your own obsessions.
Jingle
Plus,
Jangle.
There's no couches in the tree.
Jingle Jangle doesn't see this as a bad thing, though. Jingle Jangle thinks that the way that Jingle Jangle was before Jingle Jangle spoke to Bavlorna was worse. Jingle Jangle was constantly scared of being on the wrong side of a locked door.
That's fair.
Is that figurative or literal?
Both?
Interesting.
Jingle Jangle, anytime Jingle Jangle was by a door, Jingle Jangle was always scared that it was locked and that Jingle Jangle was on the wrong side of it. So Jingle Jangle couldn't get it out.
Is this due to some childhood trauma in which you were on the wrong side of a door?
Jingle Jangle doesn't know. Jingle Jangle might have suppressed some early childhood memories.
Wow.
Trash reaches over and pats Jingle Jangle's shoulder, and Alphonse says in that femme voice, Lady Trash enjoys puppets.
Jingle Jangle enjoys keys.
Yes.
Killian is just like, holy
Jingle-
fuck.
He's just like, yeah, Killian is just like, is everyone here traumatized?
I mean, Killian's traumatized as well, but wow.
Jingle Jangle showed up in the Feywild. Jingle Jangle showed up here in Prismeer when Jingle Jangle was very small, and Jingle Jangle just always had that fear. And then Jingle Jangle spoke to Bavlorna, and Bavlorna made Jingle Jangle not scared anymore. But then compulsion to take keys. But Jingle Jangle likes the keys still.
I mean, now you have a bunch of friends. And they can help you with all the things that might scare you.
Jingle Jangle is very appreciative of Telemy and the trees. They keep Jingle Jangle safe. They keep each other safe. We are a nice little community that protects each other.
Is the doorway in which you entered Prismeer the doorway which you were unable to unlock?
Jingle Jangle doesn't know. Jingle Jangle just kind of wandered into the woods.
Oh, okay.
Does Jingle Jangle not know, or does Jingle Jangle not remember?
Jingle Jangle doesn't know or remember because Jingle Jangle was like, and then she just like makes a gesture of like height. And like the height she is like gesturing would be a very, very young goblin.
So
Like
she's
formative years goblin.
And Jingle Jangle came by themselves?
Jingle Jangle came by themselves.
Gillian kind of looks at both Trash and Robin and is kind of like, a young goblin alone here.
Jingle Jangle was always safe, though. Zabilna keeps children safe, and Jingle Jangle was small kid. Children can't be harmed in Prismeer. If you try to hurt a kid, they just go somewhere safe.
All the thieves are what?
Children.
Which makes them an untouchable force.
Thieves.
We had a problem with some thieves who came into the Feywild. That's who we're looking for.
So,
Okay. Go ahead.
are you guys here to help with with the brigands? Because Jingle Jangle remembers you said that you confronted them already.
Well, they technically confronted us. They tried to rob us.
And
They do that.
Yeah, and we told them no, and then they went away.
We told them no and convinced them that if they did, it would cost them more than they would receive.
Jingle Jangle wishes it would have been that easy to get them to leave Jingle Jangle alone.
Well, you also have to remember Jingle Jangle was by themselves.
Jingle Jangle was by themselves. Jingle Jangle, like Jingle Jangle said, Jingle Jangle thinks that they are becoming problematic because Jingle Jangle thinks that their leader has got a big head upon himself and thinks that he can just do whatever the heck he wants. And Jingle Jangle doesn't think that that is correct because there are rules in this place, and Jingle Jangle respects the rules, and they should respect the rules as well, because just because this is the Feywild doesn't mean that there aren't rules.
I think Robin showed him that they may be in error of thinking that way because the only reason they have strength is because of their numbers, and if you could convince their followers that they don't want to do something, then the leader loses all their power.
You met Agden?
I don't know that's his name, but we met a leader of brigands, and he was very insistent.
The leader you met was a woman, was female.
Okay. She was very insistent.
She?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't their leader.
Oh, okay.
Agden Longscarf is their leader. You'll recognize him because he wears a bright blue scarf that's very long if you see him, because he is extremely fast and sometimes you don't see him because of how fast he's moving.
Well, if we run into him, I think we will explain the error of his particular thinking. Antisocial behavior does deliver a certain amount of thrill and enjoyment, but it is fleeting and makes it hard for people to rely upon individual members of the community. So he should really stop that.
He really should. It's not productive or conductive.
Right.
Jingle Jangle thinks that you could potentially encounter them if you go anywhere near the Brigands Tollway.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's where we were.
They didn't seem willing to press the matter with us, but we can go back at some point and press the matter with them.
Be careful whenever you get close to their camp, though, because the tollway is the center of the tollway is this giant tree stump, and they make their camp on top of it, and they always have the high ground. They can see people coming from far away.
It's a tree, right?
Yeah, the Brigands Tollway. The Brigands Tollway is a series of old wood catwalks that are around a giant tree stump, and their camp is on top of the tree stump.
Is it like Will, an awakened tree?
No.
Okay.
And if it was, it's dead now.
Okay.
Because all that's left is the stump.
Well,
very big stump. If it was an awakened tree, it was very old and very big.
Okay.
Jingle Jangle would like to know where if you were where you are gonna go after this, though.
We're gonna go to the east. and we're going to help a friend find their family, and maybe help free the lands in general from the hold of the various hags.
East? And she just points to east, like the east.
Yes.
Jingle Jangle doesn't think you'll be able to get through. Jingle Jangle and Telemy have tried getting through before with the trees. We go into the fog, and then we all come back from where we came. We wander in the fog for a while and just pop right back out where we came in from.
I think we can figure it out.
And if we can't, you did let us know about it, so maybe your warnings will help us figure it out as well.
Yeah.
You need a guide.
A guide?
Jingle Jangle thinks that you need a guide, and Jingle Jangle knows that there are some guides that know how to get through the fog.
Oh. Where would we find these guides?
Jingle Jangle has heard of one, but Jingle Jangle hasn't met them.
Oh.
Jingle Jangle has heard that there is someone named Clapperclaw.
Clapperclaw.
Jingle Jangle has heard of Clapperclaw, and Clapperclaw hangs around Downfall.
Oh.
They know how to. They don't know how to. They know how to get through one path of the fog. Jingle Jangle's heard that Clapperclaw only knows how to get to thither.
With a name like Clapperclaw, I wonder if they use castanedas.
I wonder if
What are
they're a crab.
castaneda? But
And
they stay in Downfall, and frankly, Jingle Jangle doesn't like going to Downfall a lot because it's too political.
Well, okay.
Very political. It's very annoying, actually.
I mean, could be worse.
No, it's bad. You haven't been there yet, but it's bad.
Well, I mean,
They've had 7 coups.
are you counting?
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Magic missile.
Magic missile on
missile.
Robin, everyone. Like, Jingle Jangle doesn't even have magic, but in this scenario, she has magic missile. All the keys actually have one use of magic missile, and she's wearing like 50 of them.
Robin is obliterated.
Done.
I'll be here all night.
Roll a new character.
Tip your waitress, everybody.
God.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Jingle Jangle isn't counting, but Jingle Jangle has heard that there have been 7 coups at Downfall.
Okay.
I have
Might be more.
a question, Lady Jingle Jangle.
Yes.
Other than the annoyance that they obviously represent, is there any particular reason you can think of why we might want to deal with the brigands? If they are sort of functioning as a arm of the hags, is it possible that one of them knows how to go through the different walls and so on?
Jingle Jangle thinks that might be the case. Jingle Jangle believes that they might know things because Jingle Jangle thinks they have to have some cooperation deal going on with the hag in order to be able to get away with all the things that they get away with. They steal things and don't give anything in return. That's not reciprocity.
It is disturbing to think that the hag can give them that type of freedom. from what I understand is the laws of this place.
The laws were enforced very heavily when Zybilna was in charge. But then Zybilna stopped being in charge.
Mm-hmm.
We all miss Zybilna.
I admit the Lady Trash does not like what it is they steal.
They stole my truffles. Jingle Jangle didn't. They don't. Jingle Jangle doesn't like what they steal either. Jingle Jangle was going to eat those. But instead, Jingle Jangle didn't get truffles that night.
Did they not ask for a memory?
No, Jingle Jangle. They just wanted Jingle Jangle's truffles. I think Jingle Jangle doesn't think that she was dealing with. Jingle Jangle knows who you're talking about, and Jingle Jangle doesn't like her either. But Jingle Jangle thinks that she just dealt with just a couple of the low level guys.
Well, it's good to know that there are some who are even more powerful than that, because that was a decently large group.
Jingle Jangle knows who you're talking about, though. That's Jabek. Jabek. She has a magic gourd that takes memories, but you have to voluntarily give the memory.
Interesting. That wasn't the case that they were giving us.
Well, it was we give them the memory or they beat us up. It was
That's
a
still
choice.
not voluntary.
I don't think that they follow the rules in that manner. I think that's kind of the problem at the core of this place.
Yes, the rules are not only not enforced, but they're becoming very elastic.
Do you know if that gourd was broken with the memories returned to those it was stolen from?
Jingle Jangle is not sure.
Either way, this person should not be in possession of those memories. Even if they don't get returned to the original owners, they should not be allowed to keep them.
Jingle Jangle doesn't know of a way to break a magical item.
Well, Killian
Because
does.
it is magic. Killian knows how Jingle Jangle's impressed. You know how to break magic items?
Magic breaks magic.
Magic breaks magic. Jingle Jangle didn't know that.
That's okay.
Jingle Jangle doesn't know a lot of magic. Jingle Jangle mostly, and she just holds up her flail. I don't like you. Jingle Jangle doesn't like using this, but sometimes she has to, and it hurts a lot.
It looks very effective, and I was honestly worried when I saw you bringing it out, because that's kind of scary.
Jingle Jangle doesn't like hurting people. Jingle Jangle only uses it in self-defense.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would want to break something magical. I might take it away from irresponsible users, but, it's magical. I'd want to study it.
All the Harengen are irresponsible.
Oh, that's specious, but I understand that.
All of these Harengen are irresponsible.
Okay, that's fair.
I love the caveats.
That's specious. These Harengen. Okay. These bunnies are bad.
They're bad bunnies?
They're bad bunnies. Never trust the bunny.
I swear, why even would you?
Yeah.
I don't
know, Bishi.
Yeah.
Oh,
bunnies.
boy.
You never know what's hiding behind a bun's.
Did they speak Spanish?
Oh.
I do. I
It's
can
a
make
mute-
them speak Spanish.
I'm going for a pop culture reference. Let me live.
No. No, you just gave me an idea because I can speak Spanish.
Of course you do. I know.
Dun, dun,
Okay.
dun. All right.
Here, we'll go back to the goodest bun.
Goodest bun.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a
Nope,
cult
the-
leader.
The third eye calls that a lie.
Third eye calls that a lie.
Okay. So yeah.
Quietly summons Cthulhu.
Any other questions for Jingle Jangle before we move on to the next scene?
No.
No?
Please. Jingle Jangle has suffered enough existential crises.
I have all kinds of questions. Would you like me to ask you some more questions?
By the time we get to the end, Jingle Jangle's going to
Any
run away in
relevant to the
terror.
story? Any relevant to the story questions?
Any questions that will not break the soul of this poor lost goblin?
She's so sad. She's not sad. She's actually a very happy girl.
I mean, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Jingle Jangle would think that she would see herself on more piles of keys.
I think that could be arranged. Have you considered possibly taking up smithing, and then you could make your own keys?
How much money have you invested in your Roth IRA?
None.
We had to create
Jingle
and
Jang-
design
Jingle
a bathroom for a
Jingle Jangle says,
overload.
save for the future in this economy?
Yeah.
Jingle Jangle doesn't trust banks.
Like, we could maybe find somebody to teach you how to be a locksmith, and then you could make your own keys.
Jingle Jangle wouldn't be opposed to learning how to make keys.
Because then you could make exquisite keys with multiple blades, maybe trick mechanisms so that they only work in a particular time of day. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could do.
This sounds very intriguing, and Jingle Jangle is definitely more interested in this
Conversation as they continue having this conversation down the hill.
Travel with a duck and a dog would be amazing.
I mean,
I missed that reference completely.
It's
I
okay.
mean, there's always a good a need for somebody who knows how to make good keys and locks, because people want to protect themselves from things like the Haragon that are stealing from people. If they have good locks, that might help keep them from stealing from people.
Also, Roth IRA.
No.
Okay. So you make it all the way down to the base of the hill, and Will, the willow tree, lets you climb down from his boughs, and you can see that it's just like 5 minutes away from just where to walk over to the inn.
Okay. I will look at Will and say, I often feel tired and sore when I've been walking. Do you ever actually get soreness in the boughs of your trees? Like, is there a mechanism for
Stop trying to
exertion?
drive the trees mad.
The bending hurts a little bit, but that's because the bark starts to crack.
Oh, okay.
What
Do you have a rapid healing capability to heal? the
No,
bark?
we just kind of have to let it grow over
Are you
itself.
trying to find out if they're Wolver tree?
No. That's ridiculous. I have other questions, but we'll come back to those later.
Well, the splintering hurts. The splintering hurts just a little bit. It stings.
Okay. Well, thank you. Perhaps, maybe if we were to apply moisture to the areas that are affected,
Too much moisture. There's already too much moisture in this damn place. Less moisture is less moisture. I want less moisture.
I was thinking actually like a
Switch
sugar.
got mold.
If you were to apply something like a sugar water to the area, it would actually speed up the growth rate, which would heal the wounds quicker.
Well, I need you to keep moving, man.
Okay.
I'm sure they have a tree doctor. It's
Too
fine.
old. I'm too old for this. I didn't think about this stuff till you came along. And honestly,
I didn't want to.
Frond is just sitting at. Frond hasn't moved since you got here.
Yeah.
So much existential crises happening. Oh my god.
Frond and Root are just lost right now.
Oh, so Jeremiah, these are supposed to be our friends. Would you stop breaking them? Or not Jeremiah, sorry. Robin.
I'm not breaking them. I'm just asking. I'm curious. It's not every day I run into talking trees. I merely was curious as to what's going on.
Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. So, you guys walk on over to the inn at the end of the road, and inside it is nice and warm still. Sue is just casually sitting in front of the fire knitting with Chi-Chi on her lap. She sees you guys come in and puts down her knitting and smiles at you all. Oh, you're back.
We brought a friend.
I can see that. And she just waves at Jingle Jangle, and Jingle Jangle just waves right back. And from the cage on the bar, you see Sir Talavar grip the bars, and he's just like, "That's the one. She has my key. Free me from this prison."
Jingle Jangle has agreed to come and help free you from the prison so that she can enjoy the warmth, and maybe we could get her some food.
And Sue will get up. Of course, we can get her some food. I just put some stew on. It should be done. So I will go check on that. And she just heads in the back of the kitchen, emerges with a nice bowl of stew. Mushroom stew with like some bread, nice crusty bread, and also a drink that she just sets down on the bar. And you see Jingle Jangle waddle, run over and get up on one of the stools and sit down at the bar to start digging in. And she just puts the key on the counter. And you see it's just out of reach of Sir Talavar, who's just like trying to reach through the bars for it. It's too far. Free me from this prison, please.
Jingle Jangle, do you mind using your key to unlock that door?
Jingle Jangle's letting you have the key.
Oh, thank you. And I will take the key and stick it in the lock and turn it.
You open up the door to the cage, and you see a dispelling burst of magic come from the lock as the key is inserted, and then it just you're able to just pull it open, and Sir Talavar immediately just rushes out of there, starts stretching his wings, giving them a good flap before going into the air to fully shake off the sensation of having to be in a cramped, confined space for however many days he was in there. I did not appreciate that.
I'll look in the cage and then I'll look at Talavar. You were in there for several days at least, yes?
Yes.
Where did you go to the bathroom?
Don't ask questions you do not want the answer to.
Did you eat anything?
I was fed while I was in the hag's cottage, and then of course Sue fed me. But the food that Sue fed me is greatly superior from the rations that I got from that awful redcap. And honestly, I wasn't even the only person in a cage. She had someone else in a cage there too. I didn't get a good look at him. I just knew he was in a cage.
Oh, what was he? Your size or something larger?
I don't know. I just know he was in a cage. We communicated. She hung us outside of windows.
Oh.
Did she make you sing?
No.
Can you sing?
Oh, God.
I like to think I can.
God.
That's usually a bad sign.
I am a fantastic singer.
So, moving on from singing, and I'm sorry I brought it up. I cannot go on any flights of fancy or any whimsy because someone here takes it to a horrible, horrible place.
I take it to the place that rocks. Thank you very much.
Oh, God. So, he looks at him and he's like, so now that we have released you, what are your plans?
Well, my plans are as they were when I started this noble quest. I am to return to the side of my summer queen and inform her of what has transpired here in Prismere, that the Hourglass Coven has made a terrible mess of this location.
How are you going to get there?
He thinks for a moment. Well, I can fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I kind of look over at Jingle Jangle. So, Jingle Jangle, would you mind telling our friend here about what you said about the fog?
Jingle Jangle looks up from her stew, and she says,
"The fog doesn't let you go through."
And he's just like, interesting.
And Jingle Jangle had the backing of a walking hill and an army of Ents.
Yes, but I have the backing of the Summer Queen, the leader of all of the Fae.
Army of Ents and a walking hill.
You say walking hill as if that isn't a strange thing. This is the Feywild, good man.
I understand that. I'm just saying tons and tons of moving earth.
All right.
And walking trees.
Okay.
There's not a matter of force that's going to get you through the fog.
I believe the other issue is that the tree ants and the walking hill are here. While your court is past the fog, it may not be able to reach you.
So the authority of your court couldn't reach here either.
But I believe in you. I think that it is at least worth trying.
I definitely at least need to try. I must get the word out to my queen. And even if it is in failure, I could always just retreat here.
Or we could all combine our efforts and find a way to get through the fog before we attempt it, so at least we can actually try and go through it.
I suppose that could work as well. Excuse me.
I think I will place my faith in the Lady Trash. She will find our way through.
Trash just like looks up.
Trash is like, what the fuck?
He's like, what did you just voluntold me for? Okay.
I feel like things have been taken away, and I was told.
Alphonse is perfectly like, absolutely. The Lady Trash will see us through.
See?
And how's Trash doing with this?
She's just looking very like she's like literally hiding underneath her hat at this point.
And once Nim wakes up, Nim will help.
So, am I to accompany you and continue the travels to the east into the fog?
Yes.
Were we not going to try to circumvent that?
Well, I mean, we have to find a guide. Yeah. We need to find a guide.
Are we traveling towards the east to find Nim's family?
Yes.
So we're already on our way there.
Right.
And perhaps if we find Nim's people, they can give us more information.
They're on the other side of the fog.
Crap.
Yes.
Where are they? And Jingle Jangle will speak up.
Where are they where are they though? Who's Nim?
Nim's asleep. We don't want to wake her, but her family lives in a palace there or something.
Her family lives in the Palace of Heart's Desire?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Palace of Heart's Desire is to the north.
I thought it was the place she described was off to the east that we had to go to the east.
A unicorn is there, supposedly?
Yeah.
So Jingle Jangle doesn't know about unicorns. Jingle Jangle kind of just stays with Telemy. Jingle Jangle doesn't meet a lot of people. Jingle Jangle's just mainly friends with the trees and Telemy.
Well, I mean, they're good friends.
They are good friends.
I do think you should think very seriously about learning the skill of locksmithing.
Jingle Jangle will have to try to find someone who knows how to do those things.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
If we find someone, we'll point them in your direction.
Okay.
And as you see her lift the bowl and finish drinking up all the broth of the stew.
I am thinking that we may be able to get more information and perhaps find a guide.
Oh,
We
yes.
can convince the Haragon, the brigand, to aid us.
I mean, I'm certainly there's somebody there I could ask some questions of.
Brigands, you say?
Yes.
Yes.
And he pulls out his dagger. Shall I deal with them?
Well, we would much rather.
It's a dagger for you guys, but he's holding it like a mighty sword.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that if we need to deal with them in a vigorous fashion, that your aid will come invaluable. But so far, we've been able to talk our way around them. And if we can talk our way around them, perhaps we can even convince them to aid us if we can prove it's to their their betterment.
So you serve as roles of mercenaries and diplomats, is what I am hearing.
Eh,
I'm not a mercenary.
no. I know.
Emissaries.
I'm just curious.
And I just want to find what I'm looking for.
Alphonse,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, without getting myself killed.
Yeah, Alphonse did appear and like physically appear. And
Jingle jumps a little bit up the side of Alphonse.
pulled out their own sword and like crossed it with the dagger as though, like two knights.
Ah, another worthy soldier for the cause.
Well, indeed. I work for the circus, and the circus told us to come here. So
Circus.
the Witchlight Circus.
Oh,
in
the
Vegas.
Witchlight Circus.
Yeah.
It's a Bildner's little project, yes. I have heard tale of it. Not visited it myself. Frankly, I don't see the point.
Oh, I mean, they have wonderful rides and lots of magical mysteries.
Yes.
Maybe
I'm
a
sure.
performance?
I'm sure a carnival run by folk from the Shadowfell is just fine.
Well, I mean, there are fae there too, and there are there's a displacer beast, and then there's my friend the mime. He's very nice. He lost his voice. We got it back for him though, I think.
They have good candied apples.
Yes,
Hmm.
excellent candied apples.
Why
You'd
does
like
it
to
not-
get.
Why does it not surprise me that that two folk from the Shadowfell, of course, want to make it like the Fae? Of course, it makes perfect sense. Their lives are so lacking in color that they have to create some.
When do you think that the bigotry you feel towards people from the Shadow Fae began?
Oh my god. No.
I mean, it's this Shadowfell, so they're like the antithesis of us.
I mean, but that doesn't mean that their lives are lacking in quality.
No, just color.
They're very colorful fellows, the two men who run the circus.
Yes, because they want to be Fae.
I think it's because they like color.
Because they lacked in it as they grew up, probably.
Have you been to the Shadowfell?
I have heard that it is drab and gray.
I see.
Is this the politics we were warned about?
I think
What
so.
politics?
Yes, you're correct, Jingle Jangle. There is an awful lot of politics around here.
Jingle Jangle is looking at Sir Talifar confused.
No, Jingle Jangle's referring about something else. This is Jingle Jangle thinks that this is a whole different issue. That Jingle Jangle thinks that this strange bird needs to self-analyze and potentially unpack and explore. But no, Jingle Jangle was referring to the coups.
The coups that we are not counting.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
Even though there's 7.
Yes.
at least 7.
At least
They
so.
have a coup. Jingle Jangle has heard that they have a coup every other week.
Oh, well, that is rather a lot. But no, I think our knightly friend here is merely suffering from the bigotry of isolated upbringing without any exposure to the people in which he is bigoted against. It happens sometimes.
Listen. As Sir Talimar's pointing his dagger at you now. Listen. I serve my queen. The Shadowfell has threatened us before, and now the Fomorians threaten us now. They suck.
They suck.
So, plan of action. Near as I can tell, we have 3 possible paths. Either one, we can continue on to the east and see this fog. 2, we could go instead and focus on the brigands and see what information can be gleaned from them and maybe free some of the people in this area from their irresponsible ways.
Mhm.
Or finally, we could look for this click-clack claw.
Clapper.
Clapper claw.
Copper.
Yes.
And Sir Talavar sheaths his sword and thinks for a moment. Which is closer?
Which is closer? I look at Jingle Jangle. Well,
Yeah.
excuse me, Alphonse looks at Jingle Jangle.
Brigand's Tollway is very far up north, and Downfall is even further. So if you're going to the east, Telemy did settle right by the fog. The fog is only maybe 6-hour walk from. The fog is only maybe a 6-hour walk from Telemy's from Telemy's backside.
So we could take a peek at the very least.
Yeah.
And Nim may want to at least have made the attempt.
Yeah, before we go and find a guide, in case, maybe we can make it through on our own, and if we can't, then we have some leads on places to go and find a guide. That sounds reasonable. I'm also a little surprised that a place that is so tied to the basic ideas of narrative and structure related to story has a consistent geography that is easily measured.
Jingle Jangle is also surprised at that. It didn't used to be this way, but Jingle Jangle thinks that the fracture from 8 years ago caused it to kind of just stay in place.
That's another thing. Notoriously, the Feywild is out of sync time-wise. Time flows differently in the Feywild, but you have a consistent form of understanding time that is correspondent to the understanding of time we had in the material plane.
Sir Talavar pipes in at that. I think it's just, the time fluctuates differently in each part of a Feywild domain. It depends on the Archfey running it. If the hags can't seem to agree on how they want everything to process, they may be just letting it pass at a normal fluctuation.
Fascinating.
For you see, while it is fractured, Prismeer is still one singular domain and it seems like it seems that the hags need to agree to be able to fluctuate time. At least that is what I'm seeing.
Okay. Well then, something to work with.
And if there's ascension there, then hopefully that can be to our aid.
Jingle Jangle finishes eating the bread and finishes drinking the beverage and wipes her mouth off with the end of her sleeve.
Jingle Jingle really, really, really liked the food, but Jingle Jingle doesn't want to go to the east into the fog. Jingle Jangle wants to stay with Telemy and the trees. So unless you need something else from Jingle Jingle, Jingle Jingle thinks that Jingle Jingle is going to go out and find Will and go back home.
Okay. Well, if we definitely do not want you to go anywhere where you do not feel comfortable.
Agreed.
And so, yes, if you would like to go home, you can go home. If you want to spend some time and relax, I look at the proprietress. The inn's going to be here for a bit.
Sue will look up from her knitting again. I can keep it here for a little bit.
Jingle Jangle, would you like to spend the evening here relaxing and have a nice breakfast in the morning before you go back?
Jingle Jangle thinks if it's staying here, Jingle Jangle can stay for a little bit longer. But if the inn moves, which Jingle Jangle has seen it move, Jingle Jangle will probably leave before it moves on.
Okay. Well, let's find out and see if Will can hang out a little bit. And if he can't, then of course he's your ride. So we'll find out if he's going to hang out for a little. If he's willing to stick around for a bit, so he can give you a lift home. If that will determine whether or not you can relax and stay here. But I look at the proprietress as and I will pay for their stay.
Jingle Jangle can pay for Jingle Jangle's own stay,
and she gets one of the keys off of her coat and hands it to Sue, and Sue takes it and she's like, "This will cover."
All right. I just wanted to get you, since you don't get out very often, and you went through all the trouble of doing this. I wanted you to at least have a nice, relaxing time.
Jingle Jingle appreciates that.
You did us a lot of very good favors.
Indeed. And we appreciate you.
Jingle Jingle appreciates that you are being so nice to her.
You've been nice, and also I find your collection of keys really impressive.
Jingle Jangle loves her collection of keys, and Jingle Jangle appreciates that someone can recognize how special it is.
And I appreciate that you can talk to Robin for hours on end.
Jingle Jangle is fascinated by the things that Robin is putting into Jingle Jangle's heads, because Jingle Jangle has not considered a lot of the things that Robin has brought up. So Jingle Jangle has a lot to think about now and unpack.
Glad
And
I could
consider
help.
for the future. But Jingle Jangle also is noticing that that Robin made Jingle Jangle's friends stare off into the distance for a while.
That was an unintended consequences. I was merely curious about things and asked them questions.
What did you ask them?
How they hear.
Oh boy.
Jingle Jangle can understand now why they feel this way. It is something Jingle Jangle hadn't even thought of herself.
Yep. We find that happens a lot with what Robin's talking about.
You know, with an inconsistent reliability of sunlight, I do find myself wondering how they gather nutrition and energy from the sun in a place
You're
such
going to
as
give
this.
them an eating disorder. Can we just move on?
All right. So I don't want to get too far ahead without Nim.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think that right here will be a natural stopping point. The Jingle
Perfect.
Jangle thing would have been was a good little side thing just to do without Nim. And now when she comes back, she can also speak with Jingle Jangle if she so pleases.
Yes. That's kind of what I was going for by getting
Yeah.
Jingle to stick around.
But yeah. So you guys just are just milling about in the inn, awaiting for the moment where Nim wakes up, and that's where we're gonna pick it up next session.
All right.
Sounds
Excellent.
good to me.
That's wonderful.
I'll have questions for Nim.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh Christ. Oh God.
I have a whole week to write out the dream sequence.
Yes.
Good.
Yay!
Oh my God. Dice.
Dice isn't in the chat anymore.
Oh, no warnings. They're gonna come into this completely unprepared.
Yep.
All
I
right.
could warn them. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having joined us today. We really appreciate it. If you want to continue joining this cast, we are going to be here on Sundays playing this game. If you want to catch any of the Dinner Games other content, you can find our link tree in the chat. But we also have every single other person who's on this panel who are also incredible creators in their own right and have their own things they'd probably like to tell you about. So let's start with Jeremiah McCoy, Basics of the Game.
hi everybody. I am Jeremiah McCoy. I'm the Basics of the Game here on Twitch and on TikTok. I talk about all kinds of gaming stuff all the time, entirely too often. I've got a couple of streams tomorrow. One over on the Beggar Street. I play Vampire on Beggar Street, Twin Cities by night, and then Newark by night later that night on my own channel here on Twitch, which we have Nikki is going to be there. She's going to be playing Feather.
Feather.
Yeah, and we're going to have loads of fun with that. That show is very strange, and a few dozen other things bouncing around, and possibly going to be doing some more stuff over here. So that's me.
Ta-da! And next we will say hello or goodbye to Bishi Bani. Bishi, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you in the mighty, mighty interwebs?
Yeah, you can find me at Bishy Bunny on Twitter. It's all one word. I'm also on Twitch. I do streams. Currently still doing collabs, mostly because of health issues, and I still have a procedure coming up in the middle of March. After that, I plan on hitting it a little harder, and you'll be able to see me more often. I can say, however, tomorrow at 3 p.m. CST till about 6 p.m., I will be streaming with the Breakfast Crew. That is Big Daddy Biscuit, Mama Short Stack, Dr. Sausage McCam Slam, and myself, Bon Bon Cinnabon. We will be playing Stardew Valley.
Yay!
Continuing on our trip there. So I hope to see you there.
Excellent. And of course, you can find all Dinner Games links in our link tree and all these creators' links in the chat as well as our illustrious and esteemed Crafty Mirage. Crafty, where can folks find you?
Hi, I'm Crafty Mirage. I can be found on the TikToks. I'm mostly there. I have an Etsy shop where you can commission hand crocheted stuff from me, and then I also do on top of DMing here, I ST over on Saint Keep by Night. I have an Anarch game called Don't Get Caught. And then I also am going to be premiering on YouTube a podcast format game, a chronicle, that's going to be airing maybe in like a couple months here, called Mementos. So that'll be showing up here soon. Looking forward to it a lot.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And we're going to go ahead and let you guys go. But remember, we're going to continue our fundraiser for PCRF. We have games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. Tuesday is going to be Emerald Sanctums. Wednesday is going to be Kingdoms of Mist. And then Friday is going to be we're actually probably going to do a cozy gaming stream on Friday with the cast that's going to be playing Cyberpunk, because I want to give them more time to get to know each other and kind of chill out. So we're going to do some casual gaming, maybe do some Among Us, maybe do some Jackbox, stuff that people can do no matter what platform they have, just to be able to play and stuff like that. And everyone's welcome to come in. We will have audience participation because it is a cozy gaming night. And so if you guys want to come and watch that, check that out. And of course, on Sundays, as always, we will have Wild Beyond the Witchlight with Crafty. We're going to go ahead and what we're going to do now is on Twitch, we're going to raid out into someone else. On all our other social medias, we're going to go ahead and bid you a good Sunday and hope you have a great day. And hope everyone who is in the lottery right now with Gen Con housing gets what they need. I'm going in the lottery in about an hour, I think. So I've heard that everything downtown's already sold out, but it's I'm still going to try. If not, I'm probably going to go Airbnb because it's going to be more expensive, but I have to have that location. So
yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you all so much. And like I said, we will see you guys next time and have a great, great day.
Have a good one.
Laters. Goodbye.